That's great.
Isn't it funny how day by day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything's different? 12 years ago, I was 6, and I remember my first day of school. I had my Scooby-Doo lunchbox and matching thermos waiting for my very first bus ride. My dad was there taking pictures, smiling, but I could tell that he was sad to see his little girl growing up. The carpet in my classroom had a design like a city, and we had a real working traffic light in there, which I thought the yellow light meant yield, or not yield. I thought it meant speed up as about to turn red instead of yield for the entire first grade. I remember learning to read too. I was so mad at the fact that meat, the kind you eat, and meat like you eat were two totally different things. I remember thinking, why can't we just use one when they sound the same? And I was beside myself when we started working on 2, 2, and 2. 12 years ago, I was just beginning the adventure that I've learned to call school. And I had no idea about the implications of the journey I was about to begin. I had no idea that after the first grade, there would be a second grade and a third grade, and so on. I was just happy to be where I was. But today I know that I'm standing on the brink of a future that's the rest of my life. Though there are many times I wish I could go back in time and start over, or just make time go slower, I realize that there's a universal truth that we all have to face. Everything eventually ends. As much as I look forward to this day, I've always disliked endings. The last day of summer, the final chapter of a good book, or parting ways with a close friend. But endings are inevitable. Leaves fall, summer ends, you close the book, you say goodbye. Today's one of those days for me. Today I say goodbye to all that was familiar, all that was comfortable. Today I say goodbye to high school. But even though it's over, as bittersweet as it may be, or as different as everyday life will become, there are some people who are so much a part of me, who have made such an impact on my life, that they'll be with me forever. With that, for all the times I've left it unsaid, I'd like to thank my dad who passed away from cancer just over a year ago. He taught me a variety of things throughout my life. I would like to thank him for being there for me, for holding my hand and showing me the way, for being patient with me even when I made it impossible, for being such an inspiring presence in my life and believing in me, from the time when I wanted to be a princess to the time when I felt God's call in the medical field. My father never gave me any idea that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do or be whomever I wanted to be. As he guided me through the beginning of my life, I don't know if he realized the person I just wanted to be was the one who made him proud. I think that it's safe to say as I stand here that I'm accomplishing that. Right. I would also like to thank my pastor and pastor's wife. Not only did they welcome me to Broadway Baptist with open arms, but they did so in a way that not many others would. They opened their home to me and took me in as if I were one of their own children. Though they didn't know or understand me, they soon became the family I've always wanted. I am thankful for their constant reminder of Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me, as well as their encouraging testimony showing me that living a good Christian life can be fun, rewarding, and definitely interesting. I can't forget to thank whom I refer to as my best friend, Rachel Letson, not only for everything she's ever done for me, but for her determination to dig a little deeper into my heart and get to know me. I'm thankful for her testimony and her willingness to give me, who is just a bus kid, just a little bit of her time. I'd like to thank her for not only encouraging me, helping to pick me up when I fall, but also praying with and for me, as well as being the friend who I can only stay mad at for a short time because I have something important to tell her. She's proven to me that family isn't always blood, and with that, I'd like to thank her for being my unbiological sister. If it weren't for her heart, I wouldn't be standing here. In the midst of all these thank yous, I'd like to thank all the people along the way who pray for me and encourage me, and I would like to say that I'm thankful for my church family who bring a smile to my face daily. Last but definitely not least, I'm reminded that every moment, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the inspiring, and the not so glamorous, I should thank God for blessing me much more than I deserved. I want to thank him for knowing exactly where I was when I felt lost and all alone. I'm thankful for all the times he's told me no because he was protecting me from less than his best. I'd like to thank him for being the arms that will hold me in my weakest, being the eyes that will see me at my darkest, and seeing the heart that will love me at my worst. In conclusion, I'd like to say thank you to God for most importantly saving me, for the strength he's given me each day, and for the people around me who make life more meaningful, for making all of this possible. I'm finally here. I made it. Thank you.